Hi and hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We're going live once again. 4th of July weekend. Happy 4th for those of you watching from the US. It's a holiday weekend for us, so places are closing, banks are closed today. um, People are outside. It's hot. Oh my gosh, here in NC. Well, July is generally like one of the hottest months of the year, but in many places, but it is the temperatures, they went up this whole week. It's been close to like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Which Celsius, I don't even know. I can't think quick on my feet when it comes to the Celsius, but nonetheless, I'm grateful. I love the summer. I love the sunshine. So yeah, I'll take it. But it is hot. It is hot considerably. Grateful for air conditioning, central AC, and yeah. I'm in a little bit of a different place today as I'm filming. Um, but I wanted to go live and I wanted to just come on and kind of speak on this topic. Uh, you know, it's really just well, every time I come on live, I'm speaking from something that's definitely coming from the heart. Y'all know that. And I do believe that I'm always directed to speak on topics that are, relevant and that are meant to reach specific people. So if this video came across your feed, your for you page, your or whatever we call it on YouTube, recommended, whatever, then this message is for you. And I know that I come across videos like that all the time. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This was for me. Um, what do you do? What do you do in your life when everything is going wrong? When everything is just falling apart? You've been trying to keep up, you've been trying to manage, you've been trying to make things happen, make things shake, you've been trying to work with what you've got, and it just feels like everything is falling apart. You can't hold it together anymore. Things are, it's coming to a head now, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. I think right now, specifically at this point in time, our economy is really, in a weird place. People are people are struggling in more ways than one. In more ways than one. Hey, Selenia. We are talking about what do you do when it feels like everything in your life is just falling apart. Things aren't working out. Uh, you know, whether it be on the job, whether it be in the relationship, whether it be family, whether it be your children, whether it be your health, finances, so many things. People are struggling with so many different things. And I think, especially, when it comes to like financially, of course, there's a lot going on in our world. Um, and specifically in our country, if you're watching from the US, and sure, other places around the world as well. But it's just like I do feel and I see, and even for myself, like we are struggling. A lot of things are happening and people are just trying to make it work. People are trying to manage, people are trying to work through, and then add on top of that, you want to keep yourself intact. You want to be able to, you know, have a sound mind and spirit and body and be able to function and be able to show up for others in your life, your family, your friends, but your heart may be heavy. You may be dealing with some really heavy things. Earlier this week, for those of you who know, I used to be a teacher and I used to work in early childhood. And this past week, or not this past week, I should say, it's only Friday, which is crazy, but like Monday, it's like crazy that this has even happened and crazy that it's only been a few days. But I was made aware that one of the babies that used to be, and actually the whole family, because their oldest went to the childcare center that I used to work in admin over there. Um, so even though I wasn't like directly a teacher in a classroom at that time, I knew all the kids in the whole facility, all of the babies, all of the older children. Um, first and last name, allergies, age, all the things, because I would manage the paperwork and things. And I would step into all of the different classrooms from time to time. But what I what I what happened is that little girl, one of the babies, because one of the mom, she had given birth to twins, and those twins came to the child care center, and they were in the infant class. And beautiful family, beautiful babies. Unfortunately, one of them just passed away from a brain tumor on Monday. And when I tell you, those babies were not even 2 years old yet, because I only just left that job last year, which is crazy. And they were probably a couple months old when I did leave. So devastating. Can't even imagine what she must be feeling. No parent should ever have to deal with, once you bring a child in this world, I believe, like, you really should never know your life without them. But things are happening. Things are happening. People are going through unimaginable pain, unimaginable situations, stress, um, family dynamics. Yeah. Selenia, tell me about it. Oh my gosh. Like, and it's crazy because, like, I knew them. I knew the family for so long. I mean, I worked with those babies, held those babies, like, fed those babies. Like, it's crazy to even imagine that something like that actually happened. It's really, really devastating. Yeah, totally. Selenia says we should always note down whatever is wrong. Nothing is impossible. We can always work through if we're healthy and functional body. Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you, Selenia, for saying that, because that's actually what I came on to talk about. When you actually understand that, I think a lot of times we feel alone. We feel alone in what we're going through. We feel alone. We feel like we're the only people in the world who have to deal with this thing, or we are the only people in the world who are struggling in this way. And that's just simply not the case. We are all going through this human experience. We are all more or less like experiencing different semi different versions of the exact same thing. And when you understand that, you really aren't alone. And even the people that you may feel like they're ahead of you in certain ways, you may feel like, oh, they're on a different, like, they figured this thing out. I'm still over here trying to figure it out. They figured it out. Well, you might be surprised to learn that some of the same emotions, some of the same insecurities, some of the same things that you are struggling with, they still struggle with too. You know, but we have to, like, we are here. We have come to this earth. We have come to this world. We have been born in this body, in these families of ours at this point in time, for a reason, for, to be able to overcome certain things. Our souls are not here. It's not just a happenstance. It's not just, a random thing. And we are here, and we have assignments, and we we have work to do, is what I'm trying to say. We all have work to do. So anyways, I wasn't actually planning on sharing that story, but it has been quite an interesting week. Had quite an interesting past 2 weeks. And for me, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about some of the things that I've been going through on the work side of things in my life. It's just, like I said earlier, like, certain things are coming to a head. And you might have been in a situation where you've been trying to make things work. You've been trying to kind of keep doing the same things that have always worked for you in the past, or at least they've always kind of worked, right? Like, you've been able to do it, you've been able to get by. Maybe it wasn't really what you wanted, right? Maybe the job wasn't really what you wanted, but hey, it was easy. You went in every day, you did the job, you got paid, you paid your bills, and you repeat the same cycle. And hey, even though it wasn't totally what totally fulfilling, or totally what it is that you're wanting for your life, it's comfortable, it's reliable, or at least it feels reliable. You want to continue to do that thing. Okay. Same thing with relationships, right? Certain friendships, certain romantic relationships. It's like, okay, well, we've been doing this for years, we've been doing this for months. Like, I know this person. Yes, we have XYZ ABC problems, but it's comfortable. I'm here. Like, I don't want to be alone. That's scary, right? Or I don't want to, not have this person in my life. So I'm just going to like put up with it and just deal with it and just like, that's fine. That's fine. But it's not really fine, is it? It's not. And I mean, even financially, different things, coming up, different expenses, things are getting more expensive. You may not be making more money to the rate of which things are increasing in price, right? That's a big topic. Um, I don't watch the news, but I know that obviously there's so many things going on in the world right now that have affected us and those that are close to us and those that may not even be close to us. Um, Even businesses, with everything going on in the Middle East. Um, whole businesses have shut down. They're literally shut down because of being based in the US. Well, not even being based in the US, but just in general, just because of the nature of the business and the fact that they cannot run due to just the unrest at this current time. So it is Selenia. Yeah, I know. Yeah, things are not always remain the same, remain what they were. We don't know what's going on. Well, that's true. We can't control what's outside of what's in our world, what's outside of our control as far as, you know, what's outside of us. But what I wanted to come on here and share is my strategy and what I have started doing when it comes to when I feel like this, when I feel like nothing's going right. Oh my God, this is happening. This is happening. I'm feeling this way. Why? Like, Lord, why? Why is everything feeling like it's just falling apart? Why does it feel like nothing is going right? And one of the things that I do when I am feeling this way, is I love to journal. I recommend it to everybody. I've kept a journal since I was like 10 years old, but I tap into gratefulness because, and if you read the Bible or if you're a spiritual person at all, you know that having a grateful heart is truly, truly a magnet for miracles. I am somebody who I practice gratefulness every single day, no matter how I'm feeling. It always gives me perspective and allows me to just understand how grateful I really should be and how grateful I am just for everything in my life, even when it feels like things are not working out, and there's probably a million things that you don't have. But what about what you do have? What about what you do have? Yeah. I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news, guys, so I really don't know all of the part of the reason I do not watch the news is because if I consume myself with all of these terrible things that are happening, because that's what the news does. They report on all of the bad things that are happening in the world. If I consume myself with that, I will not like I will be even more dysregulated than, I am at times because of course, different things, different times. You're not always going to be regulated 100% of the time, but I mean that's definitely not going to help me. I personally I know that I can. I can't put myself in that state. I can't allow myself to consume that, so I just don't. But of course, I still do know, to a degree, certain things that are happening in the world, especially like very significant things that are affecting, where I live and also the people around me. Okay. But what I love to do when I am feeling like things are falling apart and things aren't going right is I love to journal about what I'm grateful for. So simple, right? So simple. But when you are feeling like, oh my God, like what is happening? Why, like you're focusing on all the things that are going wrong in your life, what you don't have, who you don't have, why, this thing is not working out, and why, whatever the negative things are. When you start to journal, when you start to write, because I literally just did this and I filled up a whole freaking page. It's chicken scratch. But I filled up a whole page, and I always do because there's so much in this in our lives that we can be grateful for. Even just a story about the little girl, the baby that died from the brain tumor. I mean, just the fact that you have all of your immediate family still in your life. I mean, the fact that I still have my mother, like I'm grown, you know, there's people my age that have lost a parent already, definitely. Um, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that both of my parents are still alive, as a matter of fact. I am grateful that all of my immediate family is still with me. Extended family members as well. We recently, actually last year, we also lost my aunt. She was relatively young. Obviously, people are, we live and we die. Death is a part of life. But I'm so grateful, right? Like, I'm so grateful for the family that I do have. Regardless of our relationship, I'm grateful to have them. I'm grateful that they're here. There's people that cannot say that. You know what I mean? So, acknowledging that, but even just down to the simple things, right? Down to the simple things. Like, I wrote down, I'm going to tell you guys a couple of things I wrote. I mean, literally, my car. I'm about to get in my car after I'm done filming this video, and I'm about to drive on this beautiful hot day. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for this weather. I'm grateful for, the fact that it's a beautiful day. I'm grateful that I have a car that's in good condition. I can get in my car and I can go. I am grateful for this air conditioning, right? I wrote that down. I'm grateful for coffee because this morning I had a beautiful cup of coffee and I love my morning coffee, right? I'm grateful for books because I love to read. I love to write. I love my notebooks. I love that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for YouTube. I'm grateful that I can even come on here and I can share this with you guys, right? I am grateful for, you know, just I was I was getting ready and I decided not to wear any makeup. So I'm not wearing any makeup in this video. And I was admiring my skin because my skin is really, really in really great condition. And I do skincare, but like I'm not rigorous with my skincare. Like I just try to focus on my sleep and I try to drink water. Got my little water right here. I try to drink my water. I try to just live an overall like healthy life. I posted even with like my weight loss and like my health, I always post you know, not always, but I posted like 2 already and I like it. So I'm going to continue of my calorie deficit days because I am on a weight loss journey. Just and overall health is important to me in general, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my skin. I'm grateful for the fact that, I feel beautiful in my own skin and I don't want to wear any makeup today. I don't have to wear any makeup today. Plus, it's hot. Like, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Like, when you get started and you're writing, you will find a million things to be grateful for. And I truly believe a grateful heart is a magnet to miracles. And whatever is happening and whatever is going on in your life right now, just understand that it's temporary. Any bad thing, any negative thing, any um struggle that you are facing, um this is just a moment in time. It's just temporary. And what are you going to do? In the midst of all the turmoil, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you gonna complain and allow yourself to become depressed and be anxious and make things even worse for yourself? You know what I mean? Like you have choices, you have options. And one of those options is to practice gratitude. Wake up every day. YouTube is an amazing resource. I listen to positive messages every single day on YouTube. I freaking love YouTube for that. There is so much amazing content. For those of you who are law of assumption, if you know about the law of assumption, you know, working on your mind, what you're focusing on, and really training yourself to the best. Assume the best of yourself, assume the best of your life, assume the best of your circumstances, the things will work out in the best case scenario, and continue to assume that. And, you know, like to the point where it's not even like something that you are anxiously like, doing affirmations all day long. And no, no, like your heart, your spirit, like your body, everything, your mind is settled, is calm. You know that you know that you know that things are going to work out for you, that what you are going through, and actually, if when it comes to the law of assumption, you know, Neville Goddard, he's a big, basically, if you study him, because he's a major law of assumption teacher, he talks about basically how what we're experiencing in our 3D realities is just a reflection of those thoughts and assumptions that are old, those old thoughts, those old assumptions, those things that, we thought of, way previously that are now, they're showing up in our 3D, but these are all old. These are old beliefs, these are old thoughts, these are old assumptions that have now been actualized. So this is basically not real if it's not true to what it is that you are assuming today. If it's not true to the thoughts that you are having today, you have to give yourself time and you have to be consistent with what you really want to be able to show up in your 3D reality. It all starts with the mind. It all starts with what you're feeling and what you're being. Myron Golden talks about this too. I believe it's be, do, have. I believe that's the actual like three. That's the order. It's be, do, have. So what you're being, then what you're doing, and then you get to have whatever the thing is. Easier said than done. Um, Sometimes we have a lot of things, like I said earlier in the video, we have come to this earth for such time as this, at this time, to be able to do the work, right? We have work to do. We have things to overcome, metaphysically, spiritually, and within ourselves to be able to reach our full potential. Uh, and so I wanted to share that. Another Bible verse that I really love is Philippians 4 6 through 7. And it basically says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And, that's another thing. Prayer is powerful. I went through a phase of my life where I wasn't really praying. I think especially when you get into a lot of the manifestation things, uh, you know, people do things differently. But for me, prayer prayer is so powerful. Our moms, our grandmoms, our aunties, they tried to tell us this when we were younger. I grew up in church. So, and my faith and my journey with my faith and my relationship with God has definitely changed throughout time. But one thing that I have now incorporated into my days is prayer. And I pray at any time, you know, in the shower, when I'm driving, before bed, when I wake up in the morning, in the middle of the day. It doesn't matter. Anytime where I feel that I need to pray, or, you know, it's something that I'm like, okay, no, pray, pray. Um, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And having those conversations with God, and really, I mean, he already knows your heart, right? But being able to pray and pray about it, you like in Thanksgiving, right? Not those begging prayers like, please, 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 let me get out of this. Please, please, please make this happen. We don't want to do that, right? We don't want to do that. We want to come from a place of abundance. We want to come from a place of, you know, gratitude for what it is that we want to manifest into our lives. So, I do feel like, I mean, you can, we're not perfect, right? Like, if you need to vent, in your prayers, and you need to cry it out, then do so. That's healthy. But after that, like, I've had moments like that too. But I always bounce back into, you know what? I know that this is a temporary emotion. I know that this is a temporary thing. I know that this is not what my life is to be. I know that my future is bright. I know that what I'm praying about and what I'm manifesting is going to come to pass. I know that it's just a matter of time. I know that, everything that I've been through, every struggle, every setback, everything is just setting me up for, an amazing testimony, an amazing future. I'm going to be able to help so many people with everything that I've been through, yada 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 yada, and just continue to go from there. So it's just a training of the mind, and it's just a training of your spirit. And you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. And I hope that this video helped you. Get in your journal, get in your notebook, talk to ChatGPT. I know people have a lot of different opinions about that. I talk to ChatGPT all the time. That's another thing. Um, all sorts of things. I just, my personal assistant is my chatbot, and they know me very well. Okay? Very, very helpful. Just you can't give up. You can't give up. You got to keep on going. And everything that I shared in this video is going to help you. It's going to settle your mind and your spirit. And it's a practice that you can do every day while you're in this season, while you're in the thick of it. And even when you're not, right? So that you can actually elevate, so that you can move through this, so that you can, you know, be able to come out with your victory. Okay? Ooh, I'm gonna struggle saying this name. Mbaba. I'm just gonna call you that for short. Hi from Uganda. Okay, my family's originally from Kenya, so that's why I have the Swahili name. Thanks for watching. Thank you all for watching. 26 minutes. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Have a blessed weekend. Okay. For those of you celebrating the 4th, enjoy your family and friends. Enjoy the weather. Um, Stay grateful. Understand that whatever is happening in your life at this time that you feel is falling apart, this is just a moment. This is just part of what is going to be your testimony. And what you do during this season is going to matter so much. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Practice gratitude. Stay encouraged. Stay up. Pray. Encourage yourself daily. Zone out all of that negativity. I told you guys I don't watch the news. Okay? Zone out all of that. If you need to get off social media for a couple of days, get off social media for a couple of days. Just stay focused. Stay focused on what it is that you need to do to get yourself from where you are to where you want to be, and focus on where you're going, not where you are right now. This is just a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs, anyways. What you are creating today is going to be what you are experiencing tomorrow. You understand? Your future. Okay? Mwah! I'm going to love you guys and leave you now. I could talk way longer than this. Okay? Be blessed and stay encouraged.